Chapter 8. Sir Lancelot did everything he could to avoid a battle with King Arthur, but it was inevitable. Sir Lancelot's own knights within the castle of Joyous Gard told him that he had to fight.
We cannot stay inside the castle forever,
they argued.
Sir Gawain will never let the king make peace with you.
Therefore you must go out and fight them.
Sir Lancelot went to the castle walls again and tried to persuade King Arthur and Sir Gawain not to take part in the battle.
I beg you both to stay away from the field tomorrow, because I do not want to harm either of you,
he told them. Sir Gawain replied contemptuously to this message.
The king has led us here to fight you,
he shouted.
And he will not stay away from the battle, and neither will I.
He went on proudly.
You killed my brothers, Sir Lancelot, and I will never rest until one of us is dead.
The battle between Sir Lancelot's knights and the knights of King Arthur was very fierce. Many knights were killed or wounded on both sides. King Arthur rode into the battle, determined to find Sir Lancelot and fight with him. At last he found him and charged with his spear. Sir Lancelot defended himself against the king's attack, but would not endanger the king's life by attacking him. Everyone saw that Sir Lancelot was trying to save Arthur. Sir Bors saw what was happening and rode to attack the king. He charged and knocked him to the ground. Then Sir Bors drew out his sword and stood over the king.
Shall I finish this war now?
He called to Sir Lancelot.
No!
Cried Sir Lancelot.
Don't kill the king!
Sir Lancelot jumped off his horse and handed the reins to King Arthur.
Ride away, my lord,
he said to him.
You could never win if I used all my strength against you, and I'll never do that.
King Arthur rode away from the battle as Sir Lancelot had advised him. He wept to think of Sir Lancelot's kindness towards him. In his heart, he wanted to make peace with both the Queen and his friend, but he was ashamed to do so. The next day, there was another battle. This time, Sir Gawain attacked Sir Bors. Both knights fell from their horses and began to fight with their swords. Sir Gawain wounded Sir Bors very badly, and it seemed that he might kill him. Sir Lancelot saved Sir Bors, but he did not attack Sir Gawain. Sir Lancelot's knights began to be angry with him.
We came to help you and the Queen,
they complained.
And many of us have been injured for your sake.
But you refuse to fight with your real strength.
You're letting us die.
The news of the war between King Arthur and Sir Lancelot travelled around the world. When the Pope heard what was happening in England, he decided to stop the killing. He sent an order to King Arthur telling him to make peace with Sir Lancelot and to take Queen Guinevere back to the court. King Arthur was pleased to receive the Pope's instructions, because now he thought it would be possible to make peace with Sir Lancelot. Sir Gawain, however, advised the king that he should take Guinevere back, but that he should not make peace with Sir Lancelot. The Bishop of Rochester told Sir Lancelot what the Pope had ordered. Sir Lancelot agreed to return the Queen immediately to Arthur's court.
I never wanted to take the Queen away from King Arthur,
he said.
It was only my intention to save her from a dishonourable death. I am happy for her to return to the court if she is in no danger.
Queen Guinevere will be in no danger,
the bishop told him. Sir Lancelot and the Queen set out for Arthur's court with 100 knights. When they arrived at the court, both of them knelt humbly in front of King Arthur. The king looked at his wife and at his friend, and could not speak for the tears that ran down his face.
My lord,
said Sir Lancelot,
I have brought you back the Queen, And if anyone here, except you or Sir Gawain, says that the Queen has ever betrayed you in any way, I am prepared to fight for her honour."
The king may make peace with you if he wishes,
Sir Gawain interrupted loudly.
but I shall always be your enemy, Sir Lancelot. You killed 3 of my brothers, and I will never rest until I have fought with you to the death.
I killed Sir Agravain because he said I was a traitor knight.
Sir Lancelot told him.
And I killed Sir Gaheris and Sir Gareth when I was rescuing the Queen from the fire. I killed them by mistake. But if the king will make peace with me, this is what I shall do to show how much I regret their deaths. I will walk barefoot from Sandwich to Carlisle as a penance. I will stop every 10 miles along the road and set up a convent where prayers will be said morning and evening for the souls of Sir Gaheris and Sir Gareth. Surely this will be better than continuing the unhappy war between us."
King Arthur and his knights wept when they heard of the penance that Sir Lancelot was prepared to do for the deaths of Sir Gaheris and Sir Gareth. Sir Gawain, however, was determined to continue the war.
The king may make peace with you,
He repeated.
but I shall never agree to it. If the king makes peace with you, I will leave his service.
Sir Lancelot was very sad when he heard Sir Gawain's words, because he realized that the dreadful war between himself and King Arthur would continue. He turned silently and left the court. King Arthur looked at Sir Lancelot as he walked away, and his heart nearly broke for sadness at the thought of his friend. Sir Lancelot returned to Joyous-Gard and spoke to the knights who had taken his part in the war.
"I must leave England,"
He told them.
"and I shall never see King Arthur or the Round Table again."
We took your part in the quarrel with King Arthur.
The knights replied.
"And we cannot go back to him and the Round Table now."
We prefer to stay with you.
"Then we must go to France together.
Sir Lancelot decided.
I have land there, and I will give each of you a portion of it."
Chapter 9. Sir Lancelot and his knights travelled to France, and they settled there on the land that belonged to Sir Lancelot. Meanwhile, King Arthur gathered together a great army to pursue Sir Lancelot. Before he left for France, the king appointed Sir Mordred chief ruler of England. The news that King Arthur had landed in France quickly reached Sir Lancelot and his friends.
You see how the king and Sir Gawain are determined to destroy you?
Sir Bors said.
We must fight them if there is to be peace.
"King Arthur is the noblest king in the world,"
replied Sir Lancelot.
"He is also my friend, and I don't want to fight him. We will try to make peace with him."
Sir Lancelot sent a young girl into King Arthur's camp with a message of peace for the king. She spoke so movingly of Sir Lancelot's desire to be the king's friend that King Arthur could not reply. Most of his knights were also moved by what she said, and they would have been willing to go home in peace. Sir Gawain, however, would not let King Arthur make peace. Sir Lancelot was sad when he heard that the war would go on. He took his knights into the city of Benwick, and there they waited for King Arthur's army. The city was soon besieged by King Arthur's army. Every day there was fighting between Arthur's knights and those of Sir Lancelot. But Sir Lancelot himself refused to come out of the city to fight.
"King Arthur is the noblest king in the world, and he used to be my friend,"
he explained to his men.
"I will never fight against him."
The siege lasted for nearly half a year, and the knights on both sides were exhausted. One day, Sir Gawain rode to the city walls and shouted a challenge to Sir Lancelot.
"Why are you hiding like a coward?"
he cried.
"Come out and fight, you traitor!"
Sir Lancelot's knights heard Sir Gawain's challenge, and they were ashamed.
You must fight, Sir Gawain.
They told him.
You cannot let him call you a coward and a traitor.
Sir Lancelot sighed deeply. He knew that he would have to fight now or lose his honour forever. He called for his armour. He then leaned over the city walls and shouted a message to King Arthur.
You have pursued me into France and besieged this city for 6 months,
he cried.
I have been patient because I did not want to fight you. But Sir Gawain has called me a traitor and a coward, and I am forced to defend myself against what he says.
Sir Lancelot rode out of the city towards Sir Gawain. King Arthur's army stood behind Sir Gawain, and Sir Lancelot's knights stood behind their leader. Sir Gawain and Sir Lancelot charged towards each other with a noise like thunder. Their spears clashed together, and they fell from their horses to the ground. They jumped up and drew their swords to continue the fight. Soon the ground beneath their feet was covered in blood. Many years earlier, Sir Gawain had received the gift of strength from a magician. His strength increased 3 times between dawn and midday, and this was the secret of his great reputation as a knight. Sir Lancelot noticed that his adversary's strength was increasing all the time, and there was little he could do against him. Sir Lancelot defended himself against Sir Gawain as best he could, but he began to wonder if the other knight was too strong for him. Sir Gawain advanced all the time, and he wounded Sir Lancelot very badly. The 2 knights fought all morning, and still Sir Gawain seemed to be winning. After midday, however, his strength began to decline. Sir Lancelot redoubled his efforts. He gave Sir Gawain such a blow on the head with his sword that the other knight fell to the ground.
"Kill me!"
Sir Gawain cried.
"Now is your chance to finish this war."
I won't kill you,
Sir Lancelot replied.
You are a knight of the Round Table, and I won't kill you.
"If you don't kill me,"
Sir Gawain warned,
"I'll return and fight you once more."
If you must, you must.
Sir Lancelot said sadly.
But I won't kill you, Sir Gawain.
He walked away from the injured knight. King Arthur's knights carried Sir Gawain back to his tent and dressed his wounds. He had been badly injured, and he stayed in bed for 3 weeks to recover. As soon as he was well again, however, he rode to the city walls and issued another challenge to Sir Lancelot.
"Come out, you traitor, and fight!"
he shouted once more. Sir Lancelot prepared himself and rode out from the city towards Sir Gawain. The 2 knights charged towards each other, and Sir Gawain's horse fell to the ground.
"My horse has failed me,"
cried Sir Gawain defiantly.
"but my sword shall not."
Sir Lancelot jumped down from his horse and drew his own sword. The 2 knights began to fight. Once again, Sir Gawain's strength increased, and he wounded Sir Lancelot terribly with his sword. This time, however, Sir Lancelot knew what to expect, and he waited patiently for Sir Gawain's strength to diminish. At last, just after midday, Sir Gawain began to weaken. Sir Lancelot now moved forward and struck a great blow with his sword on the old wound that he had made before. Sir Gawain fell to the ground groaning.
"Kill me,"
he cried,
"or this war of ours will last forever. I will come back and fight you again until one of us is dead.
If you must, you must.
Sir Lancelot replied sadly.
But I will never attack you when you're on the ground.
Sir Lancelot returned to the city.